have reached your financial destination.
I want to talk about the most notable debt repayment strategies. The first strategy that everybody knows and hears about, and I don't know where it originated from, but a lot of people know about it from Dave Ramsey, the debt snowball. The debt snowball is when you take your lowest account balance and you pay it off first. Well, whatever that minimum payment was, now that you have that account paid off, you roll that minimum payment into your next smallest account. So now you have your second smallest account, the minimum payment that's associated with it, plus the minimum payment. Did I say that wrong again? Plus the minimum payment from the first account. And now you're attacking that second smallest account. And so on. So you go from smallest account to largest account while taking the minimum payment for each one and just building that debt payment snowball. And as you get to the larger balance or the larger account, the snowball is so big at that point that it smashes that larger account quicker than it would have if you were just like, okay, I'm gonna put a little here, I'm gonna put a little there, I'm gonna put a little here, a little there. The debt snowball is focused on small wins. It is focused on motivating you to continue the process. If I pay off a $500 card, oh man, that felt amazing. Did I go to a $2,000 card? May take longer, but it's not as big as my largest account. So I get that one done. Yes, I got to keep going. By the time you get to the account that say 15,000 or 10,000, which may be like the rest of a car or something like that. By the time you get to it, you've had different checkpoints of motivation and different checkpoints of gratification and gratitude regarding the process. And you really feel like you can do it. And you take that encouragement along the journey. That's what the debt snowball is all about. The next one is the debt avalanche. The debt avalanche is the strategy that is associated with the interest rates on your debt accounts. With the debt avalanche, you start with the highest interest rate and you go down to the lowest interest rate. And this one is associated with the math side of things. When you take care of the one with the highest interest rate, it allows you to decrease the overall amount of interest that you end up paying for all of your debt accounts. So a lot of people like to use that one when it's math related. I would say use that one when your balances are very similar. If you have a high balance, like a $10,000 balance, and it has an interest rate of like 20%, that can be discouraging to have to do a $20,000 account first, having to pay that one down first just for the sake of math. I think that can be very discouraging for a lot of people. But if the numbers work for some folks, that's the part that gets them. It's like, man, I want to do the one that makes the most sense on the number side of things. Now, this last one I want to talk about is the utilization elimination strategy. This is one that I found out about later on when I started digging into credit and understanding how your utilization percentage was 30% of your credit score. I ran across this strategy. So this strategy is all about which account has the highest utilization percentage or the highest utilization rate. And as I stated earlier, when it comes to your utilization rate, all you're doing is dividing the amount of money you've used on your credit card, and you divide that by the credit limit, and that gives you a percentage of some sort. So just for easy numbers, if I have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and I use $100 of that credit card, that is a 10% utilization rate. If I use $900 of a $1,000 limit card, that is a 90% utilization rate. And that is a no bueno, my guy, my lady. That is no good. So when it comes to this strategy, you want to tackle the one with the highest utilization rate, because the approach and the main focus on this one is helping increase your credit score the fastest. So when you get your credit cards down, like say you have multiple cards, I would say with this one, I would get all of my cards down to 30% as quick as possible, and then jump back over and select the debt snowball or the debt avalanche strategy to use. So the utilization elimination strategy is all about increasing your credit score. And once you get all of them down, I'm just repeating myself just for clarity. Once you get all of your cards or accounts down to 30%, then you can jump to the debt snowball or debt avalanche, because once they're at 30%, you're in a better spot regarding your credit score increasing. I just want to talk about an honorable mention regarding the repayment strategies. And I don't talk about this one a lot because if you're in a situation where you have a lot of debt or haven't changed your habits, this fourth strategy won't make sense because you can get yourself in worse trouble or in a worse situation. So the honorable mention I want to talk about is debt consolidation or a balance transfer, or using those introductory rates that they offer, like you have 0% for 9 months or 0% for 12 months. Those are amazing if you pay the card off in the time that you have been given for the introductory rate. When you just move the money, for the sake of, oh, this one got a 0% interest rate, and then you don't pay it off, the entire balance of what you have left is going to get smacked with that higher interest rate after the introductory rate is over. And a lot of times with those introductory rates, they're like 0%. And then after it's done, it goes up to like 28%, 25%, just crazy. So whatever you don't have paid off at the end of that introductory period gets smacked with that 28% interest rate. And you don't want those problems, I promise you. And I think I need to look into the nuts and bolts of the details, but I think if you don't have it paid off, the original transfer gets hit with interest as well as what you have left over. It's something crazy like that. But if you haven't addressed the psychology part of money, the desire and the mindset part enough to make a change, then you don't want to be dealing with a debt consolidation if you aren't going to pay it off during the introductory period. If you're serious and you're like putting your heels in the ground and just trying to get after it, then yes, utilize that, because it'll save you a lot of money, especially if you have like a 30% interest rate, or if you have like a 20% and higher interest rate going down to a 0%. That is going to save you a lot of money. So I'm going to make myself smaller here. There we go. All right. So in this particular situation, we have $1,525 that we need to apply to one of these accounts based on the debt repayment strategy that I described. All right. And I'm going to give you 10 seconds after I describe it to put your answers in the chat or in the comments at that particular point in the video. All right. So the first debt repayment strategy that we are going to apply that we're going to evaluate to apply our margin of $1,525 to is the debt snowball strategy. So these debt accounts, you have a personal loan, that's number 1. You have a Neiman Marcus account, that's number 2. And you have an American Express, that's number 3. In the chat or in the comments, what order would you apply the margin to if we're talking about the debt snowball? 1, 2, and 3, those are your accounts. Put them in order according to the debt snowball. Put debt snowball and then put the order of the numbers that you would apply the margin to. 10 seconds. And of course, it'll depend on who's watching it live. But even if you watch the replay or the non-live version of it, Yeah, put it in the comments. I would like to see what you put. All right, so the order for that is 3, 2, and 1 for the debt snowball. So we went from smallest balance to largest balance. That's how we're going to apply that extra money. All right, the second one is the debt avalanche. If we're considering the debt avalanche, that means we're going from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. In that case, what is the order that you would apply the $1,525 of margin from our budget? So put debt avalanche and then put the order that you would apply the money in. All right. On that one, that would be 2, 3, and then 1 for the debt avalanche. It would be the Neiman Marcus account, the American Express account, and then the personal loan account. Because you have a 22% interest, 22.5, a 17.25, and then an 8% interest rate. All right, and then lastly, we have the utilization elimination debt repayment strategy, which is all about the utilization rate, which is associated mostly with your credit score. So when we're talking about that one, I want you to type in the chat or in the comments at this point in the video, what order would you apply the margin regarding the utilization elimination strategy? Show me what you got. What you got? All right. So for that one, we'll go 2, 1, 3 for the utilization elimination. All right. So, man, that is the video that I wanted to provide to you guys for this week around starting your debt-free journey. That's it. If y'all have any questions, hit me in the comments, hit me in the chat, DM me anytime you have a question about anything, but especially this right here. That covers today's video. If you have a desire to make a difference and you need some help doing so, you can reach out to me via my website. You can also reach out to me via my Calendly link to do a free consultation so that I can kind of help you realize what you need help with and then provide you with a step-by-step process to do so. If you really got something from this video today, help me out. Come on, man. You see I got about 35 subscribers. Help a brother out. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you got some value from it, and hit the notification bell if you want to continue to keep me included on your financial journey to help you just get your life in a better situation when it comes to your money. So that's the video for this week, y'all. I see you on the next one. Peace out.